Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about this Velma Dinkley. This was a request to talk about it. Really wasn't even going to talk about it, but because people asked what are my thoughts about it, let me just turn into a little video for you guys to listen to. And you already know how I feel. I think the answer is hell no in the body bag. It has been proven several times over that Velma is into men, and even when you go all the way back into the 70s and all that kind of nonsense, the creators and them, they always talked about how at the end, if anything did happen, that those characters would end up with each other. So Velma would end up with Shaggy at the end of the day, and Freddy would end up with Daphne. It's always been like that for years, and even then, we've seen Daphne and Velma crush on other men outside of their group or whatever, and we've seen Velma definitely been into a lot of men. I mean, we had the first, the second Scooby-Doo movie. No, actually, both Scooby-Doo movies, the live-action ones, depicted Velma into men. Hell, she dressed up sexy for one. And I know this recent Scooby-Doo Halloween movie where she falls in love with this villainous woman or whatever. Hopefully it's not like that. I think it might be admiration, but y'all love to take straight characters and moments of them having, I guess, a moment with another same-sex person turn into anything. And honestly, I know some people are like, well, it's a multiverse, or it's different unique takes on the character. And at this point, hell no. I don't acknowledge it. I don't think it should be anything, because see, what happened is y'all can't just let it just be in that one thing. Y'all gotta force a company to try to put it into everything else. Like, oh, let's say she a lesbian or bisexual. Sorry about that. But let's say it's just in this one universe. Now that they put it in that one universe, the y'all weirdos keep pressuring a company or keep saying that, oh no, this character is LGBT and stuff like that. LGBT representation matters, when actually it fucking really doesn't at this point. It really doesn't. As you can see, bros didn't do a goddamn thing. So clearly the world is telling you they don't want the bullshit. They obviously don't want it. And to take a 60-year character and again trying to change their sexual orientation because reasons. Remember, Scooby-Doo is still target audience. It's still for damn kids. If parents realize that one of the characters are being changed to another sexual orientation that's not straight, then guess what? They walk away from it. So trying to add that into the character makes no damn logical sense. Like I always said, if you want to, you can always create a brand new character in the world of Scooby-Doo, and they happen to be friends with Velma or whatever. Do that, but do not take the character who's been shown to be depicted with men for a long time, and then all of a sudden make her a lesbian or bisexual, and then think a lot of the fandom are supposed to be like, yeah, this is great. I know a lot of people don't really care. I really don't care, because I just ignore all of the nonsense. Velma will always be a straight woman in my eyes, just like Tim Drake will always be straight, just like Iceman will always be straight. They can canonically, they can all of a sudden make them LGBT or whatever. They will always be the characters that they were always intended to be. And clearly, when you cater to that, you see that people love that more so than, oh, let's make them LGBT, and then be confused by, I wonder why people aren't picking up our books, or I wonder why people aren't watching our show with this with LGBT stuff. I could have sworn people said they like this shit. Yeah, you're living in a fucking bubble. I done told you this shit. The rest of the world is 90% damn straight. I don't know how many times we got to keep going with the same conversation over and over and over and over again. But most people are fucking straight. I'm sorry you don't like it. That's just the truth of the matter is. Y'all always want to try to force more things down people's throats. No. Because if the character was originally intended to be LGBT, they would be. And I'm not trying to hear about, oh, well, Mystery Incorporated or James Gunn said, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it didn't happen in those continuities. even in Mystery Incorporated, I watched the whole thing. No, it didn't fucking happen. She didn't hook up with hot dog water, just like she didn't hook up with no damn girl in Scooby-Doo, the live action movies. Nobody's trying to hear that. And yeah, just because she was played by a lesbian actress or whatever, stuff like that, or bisexual actress, doesn't mean that therefore she is bisexual. No, that's not how the hell this shit works. That's not how any of this works. So y'all need to cut that crap out, honestly. People are sick of it. People have had enough of it, and they're letting you know that they don't like this shit. You can call people homophobes all you want to. At this point, nobody gives a damn. Y'all use that shit just like people like to try to throw racism out there. It means nothing anymore at this point. So you already know how I feel. Kiss my ass if you really want to. I'm just kind of over it. It's every week. It's every month. There's a damn classical character that's been straight for years, and all of a sudden y'all gotta try to double down on it and then think like, oh my god, because we get cheers on Twitter, that means that people will buy the movie. I bet you the movie won't do well. I bet you the movie ain't gonna make no million dollars in sales. I'm just being honest. And when I mean millions, I mean it's gonna be selling a million, because that means what, they'll charge like $20. So it should make a grossing. It should make more than what the budget is. But let's be honest, it's probably not. It's probably going to be released on digital first before anything else. And all it's going to do is piss off a lot of old school Scooby-Doo fans. It's going to make the shippers and Twitter happy. That's great or whatever. But again, those people are not going to buy the movie. So you're going to receive less profit for it. But it is what it is. I mean, this is the choices that you decide to make. Again, Hollywood. Just because California and Portland and New York City are very open to LGBT or whatever and stuff like that, the rest of the world isn't. I'm just being honest. And the rest of the world isn't LGBT, especially most of the United States. You will learn that from Boys, because clearly $4.3 million on a $22 million budget, plus the marketing for it. So that's like $22 million that the movie has to break even for. Big budget LGBT rom-com movie didn't do well with people. Again, I just don't understand what makes you think that you can continue to take classic characters, make them LGBT, and be shocked and surprised when people do not receive it well. People don't want it. People do not like this stuff. And it ain't got nothing to do with hating and stuff like that. Majority of families and people in the world are damn straight. I don't know what makes you think that people are supposed to just shut up and accept it or be okay with these changes. No. And then I know before people be like, oh, it's made for kids, or you too grown to be complaining about it, blah, blah, blah. Well, actually, the reason why, y'all got to think about this stuff. A lot of this stuff gets passed down generational. If you turn off the generation that's trying to preserve it and trying to pass it down to the new generation, and you make changes for that quote-unquote new generation, guess what? That new generation isn't going to appreciate it like the generation before. That's why a lot of this stuff is starting to be lost. That's why a lot of people aren't reading the comic books or watching the classic cartoon shows or whatever, because y'all took it off the air, because y'all wanted to change it for a modern audience. And guess what? That modern audience don't give a damn about these changes. So you made all these changes to stuff that nobody asked you to do. After 80 to 60 years of these characters being around, oh, let's make changes to accommodate for a modern audience. And then you make the changes for modern audience. You make it because, oh, we're trying to be inclusive or whatever. And then, and what does that do for you? Nothing. It doesn't do anything for you, because nobody cares anymore at that point. They don't. I'm just being honest. They really could give a damn about what you're trying to do at all. And they just walk away from it. That's why a lot of these remasters, reimagine things for these characters don't do well, because people do not care. You can't force people to accommodate to new changes just because because some weirdo on the internet said it offends them. Okay, and did you lose a lot of money behind it? No. 9 times out of 10, what do you lose money behind? You lose money behind these modern interpretations of these characters. I'm just being honest. Like, if you really want to talk about it, let's talk about it, Let's talk about it. But, y'all ain't trying to do that, you know what I mean? Y'all not trying to talk about it because y'all don't want to admit the defeat. But at this point, I'm going to bring up bros on y'all asses every time y'all try to throw out people need to be more representation or whatever and stuff like that. No, they obviously don't. Because a major studio released a major LGBT movie, and guess what? Nobody showed up for it because nobody wants it. It's a niche market. And y'all have a weird obsession with taking children cartoon shows or shows that are targeted predominantly for children and be like, oh yeah, let's make them LGBT because that makes sense. And then be confused when the parents don't want to watch it. The parents don't want to watch it or don't want their children to watch it. And then you try to shame the parent or the adult that's guardianship this character, or adults that feels like, hey, don't do this. People have the right, and you need to start listening to your real fans, the fans that actually care about these characters. If you know darn well your character's been straight for 60 fucking years, guess what? Then you keep them fucking straight. I don't care that in the real world people come out. I don't care. That's not part of that character's story. Your story is not that character's story. So just because you see yourself in that character doesn't mean that character has to go through your story at all. So stop with the well, there are characters, there are people in the real world. I don't care. That's not what that character was created. That character was not based on a real person at all. That character wasn't based on a real life person's life who was struggling to go through stuff. So no. Understand who your market is. Understand who your audience is. If you don't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you. I honestly don't know what to tell you. But you get videos like this, calling it out, talking about how stupid it is, how no one really cares. Of course, most people don't really care because most people are just gonna ignore it. That's the real talk. Because y'all try this all the time. Y'all all of a sudden come out of nowhere and be like, look, Velma's gay. And y'all been saying this shit for years, even though most people still to this day can show you several times of this girl not being gay or bisexual. But hey, y'all love trying to ignore history. And then you got people reporting it. Y'all got it reported as if it's supposed to be something really cool or whatever. Yeah, get your little praise on social media for it. That's great and all. Get your little fan sicko artwork for it. Yeah, that's fine and all. But at the end of the day, yeah, when it comes to selling the character, merchandising the character, and then you be like, damn, I wonder why we can't really sell the character like we want to. Well, you did something that was stupid. You did something that people didn't agree with, and then you try to force it down their throats, and then confuse why you not getting the admiration or the money for it. Y'all love destroying y'all own characters. If it's not her being LGBT, it's her race all the damn time. And it's just getting kind of weird, honestly. It is getting kind of weird. The character's white, the character's straight. Leave her the fuck alone, honestly, at this point. But hey, it is what it is. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.